Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on the 4th of July for Wyln News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Multiple departments were called for a fire earlier this afternoon in Butler Township. Crews from Valley Regional, Foster Township, and Hazel Township responded to reports of a working structure fire at 16 Oak Street in Butler Township. According to Valley Regional's Deputy Chief Willie Chapella, one of the local residents who was a member of the department noticed smoke coming from the building. Valley Regional was the first to respond and enter the building to find the fire in a back bedroom and quickly put it out. The main house connected to the structure was unaffected and no injuries were reported. A fire marshal was on scene to investigate the cause of this afternoon's fire in Butler Township. One person is dead after fast-moving flames ravaged a home on Sunday in Plymouth. Crews were called to the 400 block of Palmer Street in Plymouth just before 10 Sunday morning for a fire that quickly reached 4 alarms in 80-degree weather. The fire impacted at least 4 structures, 2 of which collapsed, while the other 2 appeared to suffer serious damage. Over a dozen residents were displaced Sunday morning and are being assisted by the American Red Cross. 2 firefighters were taken to a local hospital for treatment of heat-related problems. Meanwhile, a 6-year-old girl was discovered inside of the home and was pronounced dead at 2:30 p.m. The coroner ruled her death accidental as a result of smoke inhalation from the house fire. The cause of the fire, however, remains under investigation. A Hazleton woman was charged after allegedly hitting her mother's boyfriend with a sledgehammer last month at a home on North Laurel Street. Ralph Eichhoff woke up around 2 a.m. back on June 15th to 31-year-old Sabrina Miller hitting his head with a sledgehammer. His fiancée Donna, Sabrina's mother, said when she found the two fighting over the sledgehammer, she took it. That's when Sabrina grabbed a hatchet and attempted to go after Eichhoff again. Eichhoff was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, with fractures to his nose and left orbital, along with significant bruising to his face. Miller told police she was tired of the, quote, nagging, and that she was depressed, suicidal, and homicidal, and was taken to the hospital for care. She faces felony aggravated assault, possessing instruments of a crime, and simple assault, and was denied bail for being a threat to herself and others. The owner of a Wilkes-Barre moving company pled guilty to failing to pay required federal payroll taxes. 44-year-old Jason Cawley, owner of J. Cawley Moving, pled guilty on June 30th to failing to collect and pay over several years' worth of required federal payroll taxes. Prosecutors say that Cawley, who was responsible for collecting and paying federal payroll taxes over to the IRS, willfully failed to pay just under $400,000 from 2015 through 2019. The maximum penalty under federal law is 5 years of imprisonment, a term of supervised release following imprisonment, and a fine. A woman has been arrested for driving her vehicle into the Little League Museum in Williamsport. Police were called to the museum just after 1 Sunday afternoon, where they found that a minivan crashed through the lobby. Luckily, no injuries were reported during that crash. The driver of the minivan has since been jailed on multiple felony charges. A Barnesville man's locked up after fleeing Mahanoy City Police early Saturday. Officers spotted an ATV around 1 Saturday morning driving through a stop sign at the intersection of 9th and Market Streets. Once their lights came on, the ATV sped off and drove through at least 6 more intersections with stop signs. Officers called off the pursuit when the ATV began to flee on Route 339 and down a dirt path, until the ATV was spotted again. That's when the driver, 57-year-old Daniel Hall, was taken into custody. He was charged with fleeing or eluding police, reckless driving, driving with a suspended license DUI related, recklessly endangering another person, careless driving, and numerous traffic violations. He was locked up in Schuylkill County Prison on 10% of $50,000 cash bail. Federal investigators say an oversight during maintenance work 3 years earlier most likely caused the engine failure that led to the crash landing of a small plane in Moosic back in September of 2020. The National Transportation Safety Board says the pilot of the Piper Cherokee contributed to the crash by trying to reach the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport instead of diverting to closer airports after experiencing engine trouble. The NTSB released its final accident report on the crash almost 2 years after the investigation began and review. A Swoyersville man faces felony charges for his involvement in the straw purchase of a firearm in Pittston. 32-year-old Stephen Lamoureux was charged Thursday by the Luzerne County Drug Task Force and Pittston City Police with providing a materially false written statement in the purchase of a firearm and the sale of a firearm to an ineligible transferee. A search warrant led to the discovery of an occupant of the home with 2 9mm handguns supplied by Lamoureux. The guns were exchanged for a debt owed on a controlled substance purchase. Lamoureux was arrested and released on unsecured bail, and a preliminary hearing was scheduled for July 19th. A word of caution for residents in Wright Township. Police there say someone's been going around a home stealing outgoing mail left in mailboxes with raised pickup flags. Investigators say when the checks are being removed, they're then written out to dummy accounts and electronically deposited. Investigators suggest switching to online bill payments and to not leave mail in the mailbox overnight. The PA Department of Revenue released its collections of the 2021-22 fiscal year. The Keystone State ended the fiscal year with $48.1 billion in its general fund, which was $5.6 billion above the estimate. Sales tax collections totaled $13.9 billion, while personal income tax collections totaled $18.1 billion. Corporation tax collections totaled $7.3 billion. Inheritance tax revenue hit $1.6 billion, and realty transfer tax revenue hit $847.1 million. Other general fund tax revenue, which includes cigarette, malt beverage, liquor, and gaming taxes, totaled $1.7 billion, while non-tax revenue totaled $4.6 billion. The PA Gaming Control Board has a public hearing scheduled for the renewal process of a slot machine operator license for Mount Airy Casino Resort. A hearing is set for August 3rd at the Paradise Township Municipal Building in Cresco at 10:30 a.m. Anyone can speak during the public hearing or submit written testimony. After that public hearing, another will be held in Harrisburg, where representatives of the casino will speak. The State Gaming Control Board will then decide if Mount Airy is qualified to have the license renewed for a 5-year period. Frackville, Branch Township, Pottsville, and Shenandoah police departments donated 37 bulletproof vests to Ukraine. Local agencies reached out to Schuylkill County law enforcement asking for donations of helmets, body armor, bulletproof vests, boots, and other protective gear to assist Ukrainian military, firefighters, police officers, and aid workers. A special presentation was held Friday outside of St. Michael's Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church in Shenandoah. The vests were on display on the steps of the church while Father Hutzko blessed them. Coming up on Wyln News, details on a summer concert series in Weatherly, plus the Notmobile makes a stop at home. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids and the remaining upcoming fireworks displays. We'll be right back.
My name is Alexander Vinoho. I'm 12 years old, and this is your Wyln forecast for the week.
We want your child to be our Wyln Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Our dining experiences are, well, great. Check this out.
When you visit us, you'll enjoy great cuisine from our homegrown restaurants. No matter what your taste, you'll savor our offerings. It's just one of the many unique experiences in the Poconos, where great dining choices are just the beginning.
The Pocono Mountains, where delicious isn't just a word, it's our passion. Visit PoconoMountains.com.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazelton, 570-454-7229.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Are you a fan of NASCAR? If you said yes, then WLN wants to send you to the Tricky Triangle. WYLN is giving away 4 tickets for the July 24th Pocono 400 race. All you have to do is answer trivia questions on our Facebook page. A new question will be posted each night until July 8th. All answers must be correct, and answering more questions will increase your chances of winning. The winner will be announced July 15th on our news.
Heritage Hills Senior Community's outdoor concert series is back and kicking off with Joe Stanky and the Cadets. The concert will take place on Wednesday, July 13th at 6:30 p.m. in Heritage Hills parking lot. If weather becomes a concern, the concert will be held Wednesday the 20th. Joe Stanky and the Cadets will provide a variety of polka, country, rock and roll, and much more. Refreshments will be available, but don't forget your lawn chairs. Call 570-427-4500 to RSVP ASAP. High school baseball players will have a chance to showcase their talents at Coca-Cola Park at the end of the month. The Iron Pigs will be hosting a collegiate showcase for high school baseball players on Saturday, July 30th and Sunday, July 31st, where scouts from multiple colleges will be in attendance. That Saturday will run from 8 to 4:30, broken up into 2 sessions of individual workouts. That Sunday will start at 8 and consist of scrimmages throughout the day, where each player will be assigned a team and a number to play a 6 or 7 inning game. Registration for a player who plays one position is $250, while a two-way player is $350. Those interested can visit ironpigsbaseball.com. The Nutmobile got a big welcome in its founding city of Wilkes-Barre yesterday. The Planters Peanut nut-shaped vehicle, along with its staff known as the Peanutters, were in the city over the weekend for a sign dedication. The sign recognizes Planters' founding date in 1906 and was approved by Planters' parent company. Joining a sign sits a statue of the famous monocled mascot, Mr. Peanut, in the window. It's NASCAR time at the Pocono Raceway, and you gotta be there for the Don't Miss Can't Miss weekend of the year. Coming July 22nd to the 24th, the world's best will face off for 3 straight days and tackle the Tricky Triangle. Everyone's invited, and kids under 12 are free. So to celebrate, WYLN's having a trivia ticket giveaway for a chance to win 4 premium NASCAR Race 300 level tickets for Sunday, July 24th, with racing electronic scanner, headset rental, and pit paddock passes. One trivia question about past race winners will be posted on our Facebook page every weeknight until this Friday, July 8th. To qualify, you'll, of course, need to answer correctly. And the more you get right, the better your chances are at winning. A winner will be announced next Friday, July 15th. So get your racing knowledge ready and visit us on Facebook to earn your chance to win tickets to the Tricky Triangle. Coming up on Shades Creek's News Choice, we learn more about the Graham Academy and Community and You, plus who's leading the way this week. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on WYLN TV.
Benton Rodeo presents the 37th Annual Frontier Days Championship Rodeo and Bull-O-Rama in Benton. Cowboys and cowgirls from all over the East will compete. The excitement has been building for the kickoff of the main event, which starts Thursday, July 14th, running through Saturday, July 16th, with a grand finale Bull-O-Rama Sunday, July 17th. All shows begin at 7:30. Vendors, crafts, and food begin at 5. For more details, go to bentonrodeo.com and Facebook.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
Welcome to Community and You, and today we are going to introduce you to Bryn Kovalik, and she is a special education teacher at the Graham Academy in Kingston, correct?
Correct.
Now, the reason Bryn is here is we have a round of applause for her because what did you just receive?
I just won or received the Teacher of the Year Regional Award for our school.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Now, where did that come from?
Ceci is a company that's all over the United States, and I was nominated for it, and I won out of our region, which is New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Ohio, I believe.
Now, who nominated you?
Carol McGrain. She's in charge of our school. She nominated me, and then I was chosen, and I had to fill out all my teaching philosophies and stuff like that, so they can really get to know me.
Well, let's talk a little bit first about the Graham Academy.
Sure.
Tell us about that.
The Graham Academy is a special education school. It mainly has autistic support and emotional support students. We currently have students from kindergarten through 12th grade. Today was actually our graduation, so it's great. We have 2 locations, one in Kingston, Pennsylvania, that's our elementary school, and then we have one in Luzerne, that's our high school.
Oh, okay, mm-hmm. And you're in the elementary school.
I am in the elementary school. I have autistic and emotional support, 5th through 8th grade.
So what exactly does the Graham Academy do there as opposed to any of the other schools that we may know about?
The Graham Academy is a private school which specifically focuses on the educational, academics, and behavioral needs of these students. Some of them are placed in school districts, and the school districts don't have the correct, or they don't have the accommodations for the student. So they come to us. We have a small classroom setting, up to 8 students in there. We have a teacher and a TA. We have ABA services. We have in-house therapies. And we do a lot of community events too, which brings families and community and the students all together as one.
And then you start the students when they're first starting out?
It all depends. I have the pleasure of being there for 9 years. So a lot of the students that I had started out when they were little.
Oh.
And several of my students just went to the high school in November, so it was bittersweet for me. But students can come to our school at all ages. We can have someone that's in high school. I just had 2 fifth grade students come to my class this school year. So any age, we get them.
And everything at the Graham Academy is the same, math and English and...
We do, every student that comes to us usually comes with an IEP, which is an individualized education plan that is geared just to that student.
Wow.
Then each of the teachers, we give assessments to the students, and we find out where exactly their deficits are or what strengths they have, and we base it off of each individual student.
So now that you have won this award, what happens to Bryn next?
Nothing. Miss Bryn just goes on her normal day, living her normal life. My kids are my everything to me. So they'll joke around and they'll say, they call me Toy Teacher of the Year. So it's like the toys here. But no, nothing happens to me. I'm very appreciative that I got this award, but every day is a new day for me, so I keep going.
How much fun is that? And is there fun?
Loads of fun.
Yeah.
One of my students are so creative. We just had our art show today in our school, showcasing all the great things that these kids can do. Several of my students are future artists. So I put portfolios together for them, all their artwork that I've been saving all school year.
Wow, that's amazing.
There's a lot of fun stuff we do. We just hatched a praying mantis nest in our room. There's a lot of stuff we do. It's really cool. It's exciting, yeah.
And then now when they move on to the high school, that must be a whole different environment though.
It is a different environment. They don't get recess, which we love and they love. They do get gym class. They do that. The high school kind of gets them ready for after high school, the transition period, the exploring career opportunities, switching classes, that kind of thing. So it's like the next level. They're ready for it.
Wow. Well, congratulations to you. And I can understand why you won, because you certainly have the passion and it shows.
I love my kids.
Yeah. And you blow them a kiss if you'd like. There you go. Bryn, thank you.
Thank you.
And it's always a pleasure to meet great people like this on Community and You.
Abby is still perfecting her sidekick, and her jab is just for show. But for Abby, this is a remarkable day, because Abby recently defeated a real foe, cancer, when she partnered with Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital, a children's hospital close to home with more than 30 pediatric specialties. Take a bow, Abby. You deserve it. Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital. Your health deserves a partner.
This is it. The don't miss, can't miss weekend of the year. It's NASCAR time at Pocono Raceway. And you gotta be there. This is summertime. This is racing. This is the place to be. This is Pocono. NASCAR weekend, July 22nd to 24th at Pocono Raceway. You gotta be there for this.
Did you know that WYLN News provides news updates every weekday afternoon
at 1, 3, and 5 here on TV and on social media?
Did you also know you can watch WYLN News on the go by visiting our website or YouTube page?
Now more than ever,
WYLN is your local news leader.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Tune in later to catch Let's Talk Chiropractic, where we're going to talk about Judy Minnick and her issues from hips to ankles and the arthrostim that we have to use to treat it.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Trooper David Peters is leading the way to kick off this week's series.
Welcome to Leading the Way, and this week we are going to be spending it with Master Trooper David Peters, and he is with Troop in Hazleton. And we're going to find out how he got there, but first, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
And let's go back to when Trooper Peters was small and not even thinking about all of this. I guess I have to ask, did you have any want to be a policeman when you were still in single digits?
I did. I think it came from the exposure that I had with the local officers in my area. Not only were they police officers in our community, they were our local Little League coaches, mini football coaches. They stopped, they got out of the car, they talked to you.
Wow.
So that was like my first exposure, I think, to law enforcement and community policing in general.
Where did you grow up?
Edwardsville.
Oh, so you're a local guy?
Yep.
And when you were seeing all of this happening, were you thinking that's cool? Were you thinking I'm scared of these guys? And were there gals around at that time?
There was. I don't recall ever coming across a lot of female officers at that time, especially on the local level. Never really had much exposure, I think, to the state police, because I would think back then they didn't cover all the areas that they do now.
Right.
They were, mostly in certain areas. So it was really just the exposure to the local officers, and just again, I know I wasn't afraid of them. They, you knew when you were wrong. They made it quite clear to you, but they were also there to, kind of give you that bump to like cut it. You're gonna, down the road, this is gonna cost you something. So get your head on straight, and and then you had them in the community events as well. So like football and stuff like that. So there was a constant mentorship going on.
And I'm gonna go home and tell your parents, which was even worse.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes, that was much scarier. So if they said that, then I was afraid of them. Yes.
And what happened then after you were starting to get a little bit older and you're into high school and college, I assume?
Yeah, again, the same people growing up in that area. I didn't go away to college. I stayed local. So I went to LCC, and then I went on to King's, and worked locally, got involved in the same programs that coaching like they did. Yeah. So I sort of, kind of worked alongside of them as they stayed in the program, and then eventually graduating from King's and taking the test with the state.
Okay, well, we're going to find out what happened next in the life of Trooper David Peters when he returns with us tomorrow on Leading the Way.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay safe and stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.